Tomorrow is the beginning of winter in Pennsylvania, at least by one definition. By another definition, we have to wait about a week. By another, 3 weeks. And by two other definitions, winter has already started. I think I owe you an explanation. First, the familiar astronomical seasons. They rely on the position of the Earth in its orbit around the sun. At one extreme, when the sun is overhead as far south in the southern hemisphere as it gets, that's our first day of winter, around December 21st, the winter solstice. 6 months later, first day of summer here, the sun is directly overhead as far north in the northern hemisphere as it gets. That's our summer solstice around June 21st. In between, on the equinoxes, the first days of spring and fall, the sun is directly overhead at the equator. Astronomy also determines what are called solar seasons. Solar winter is the 3-month period with the least daylight, while solar summer is the 3-month period with the most. Solar autumn and spring fill in the rest. And by this definition, the solstices and equinoxes are the midpoints of the seasons. Here in the mid-latitude, solar winter goes from around November 6th to February 4th. Solar summer runs from around May 6th to August 5th. This way of reckoning seasons was fairly common in medieval Europe. Consider that Shakespeare's play, A Midsummer Night's Dream, probably written in the 1590s, is set near the summer solstice. Then there's meteorological seasons. Most commonly, winter is the 3 coldest months on average, December, January, February. Meteorological summer is June, July, and August, the 3 warmest months. This grouping by months certainly makes computing climatological statistics easier. But if we want to be precise down to the day, the coldest quarter of the year doesn't match the months, though it's close. Here's true meteorological winter for a few places in the state, based on the last 30 years. It runs from about December 7th to March 7th, except at Erie, where the coldest period is delayed almost a week. Finally, how about a definition where the seasons have different lengths? Well, let me illustrate using State College. This table shows the average temperature for each day of the year, months across the top, dates along the side. 365 numbers here. I know they're small and you can't read them, but they're 365 numbers here. The highest is 73 and the lowest is 27. Both occur on multiple days. Now let's write that range down in order. 27 there on the left to 73 here on the right, and divide that set of numbers into 4 equal groups. Statisticians call these quartiles. We'll focus on the coldest 25% of temperatures, known as the lower quartile, and we'll call that winter. Now we go back to the table and count how many times each temperature occurs. So for example, 30 occurs 5 days in December and 5 days in February, for a total of 10. Do that for every temperature here. And then we go back and fill in the chart with how many times each temperature occurs, creating a frequency diagram. And when we do that, we end up with 117 days in the lower quartile, meaning that winter in State College, by this definition, lasts 117 days, from November 24th to March 20th. Personally, I like the other shorter definitions of winter better. Stay tuned. The extended forecast is next.